And welcome, Soden Bowl, to a Monday morning edition of Monday Morning Quarterback. I am S. Soden. How are you guys doing? Good morning. Happy Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Almost back to the grindstone here. Those of you that work Monday through Friday, congratulations. If you had Monday off, you now only have a 4-day work week. So, with that being said, I want to take a rundown here on our Week 4 scores. We're going to do a bit of a fast forward on this one. Last one took about 45 minutes, and that's too long. So, going down the list here, we have JMO, his 4-0 Green Bay Packers winning 30-17 as they take on Y-Rocks Eagles. We have the Tennessee Titans cruising along at 3-1. Brapp is able to take down Coach Phil and his Atlanta Falcons by the score of 24-7. Then we have the undefeated Washington Redskins, 4-0, coach number 1 draft pick. He travels to New York to take on Seahawks, and he wins in a pretty close game here, 14-10. Mr. Witness and his 2-2 Los Angeles Chargers travel to Miami to take on Cobra 3D, and he wins by a point, 18-17. So big win for the Dolphins there. Oakland looks like Oakland wins easily on the road versus the Indianapolis Colts. So coach stopped the run. He's at 2-3. He wins 33-14 over Big Mike. Big Mike takes over this week for the Colts, and it doesn't turn out well. Then the Carolina Panthers, Coach Shanks at 3-2. He cruises with a 41-3 win over the Houston Texans, the 0-4 Houston Texans, and Coach Jay Wood. Hall of Fame head coach, you're blessed. 2-2, and his Kansas City Chiefs win 17-10 over Papa Smurf's 0-4 Detroit Lions. Here's another one. Alpha Heel 7 has started to turn this season around in Cleveland. He wins by the score of 20-18, gives the Baltimore Ravens and the hottest owner in the league, Lurk God, his first loss. On the road in Baltimore, he wins 20-18. I had the pleasure of watching that game. That was a fantastic game. The New England Patriots, led by Tom Brady, they get their first win of the season as they go into Buffalo. And they take down the division rival Buffalo Bills by the score of 35-31. So your mom's Patriots looking to turn this thing around. And they take down Reverse Lives Bills. Eat More Chickens, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3-2. They win easily on the road in LA, 28-14 over my Los Angeles Rams, who are struggling at the moment right now on offense. The Seattle Seahawks, Coach McBreezy, he goes into Arizona and gets a big L versus T. Hoyt. Just about everybody has got a loss versus him. His Arizona Cardinals may be the most surprising team in the league right now. They sit at 4-1, first place in the NFC West. They win 34-20 over McBreezy's Seahawks. Moving down the list here, Coach Cy, his Minnesota Vikings are at 3-1. They win 24-10 over A. Soden's Chicago Bears. They drop now to 0-5. The undefeated 5-0 Jacksonville Jaguars, they win 38-31 over the Denver Broncos. Beasley Beeman, he sits at 2-2. The Dallas Cowboys, Coach Kolitz, he is 2-2. He traveled to New Orleans, took on Crowd Pleaser 90, and Crowd Pleaser handled his business by the score of 39-15. And our final game of the week, the Red Hawk King X Booker, AJ Green and Andy Dalton, they travel into Pittsburgh, division foe, and they win 31-10 versus Jay Cork's Steelers. The Steelers dropped 2-3. Now, looking back through these games here, I want to touch on a couple. Coach JMO here. This was a pretty big game in Green Bay. Two really good owners here. If you look at this game, Aaron Rodgers, 14-22, 63% passing, 226 yards and 2 touchdowns. Doing enough to get the job done here. Jones with 11 carries, 74 yards. He does get a touchdown as well. And then Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Doesn't look like the defense is missing Martinez that much. They traded him away to the Los Angeles Rams earlier, but this defense is playing pretty well. As the Green Bay Packers, they cruise to their victory. The other game I want to touch on here is the Cleveland Browns. Coach Alpha Heel 7, he is playing fantastic. He has turned this thing around, and I got to be honest with you, he is one of the best user quarterbacks that I've seen play this season. He is playing really good with Baker Mayfield. You look at this game here, Mayfield 12 of 18. He's not doing too much. He's depending on the ground game here. Look at all the carries, the yards, the broken tackles. He's got a couple touchdowns, but Mayfield 12 of 18. A cool 66.7% passing, 235 yards. He does throw the interception, but he does engineer a game-winning drive here for the Cleveland Browns. Looking at this, Collins was fantastic. 125 yards on 12 attempts, a 75-yard run, 2 touchdowns. He did have the 1 fumble. Jackson with 2 interceptions with the Ravens. So this was a huge game right here. The Cleveland Browns were playing good football. They shut out the Los Angeles Rams last week to get their first win of the season. They dropped their first 2 games of the season. And then their first real test was against the league's hottest team, the Baltimore Ravens, and Lurk God, and he won. He was able to get the victory, and the Cleveland Browns are right back in the thick of things. So moving back here to the scoreboard, my player of the week resides right here in New England, Mr. Tom Brady, 28 of 34, 82.4% passing, 345 yards, and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sony Michel didn't really get the job done here on the ground. Brady really had to put this thing on his shoulders. Julian Edelman, 11 catches, 158 yards. He gets a couple touchdowns. Josh Gordon with 2 more touchdowns. And then Sony Michel gets one touchdown there. So spreading the ball around pretty good. So for me, my player of the game is the ageless Tom Brady. And he is, with 5 touchdown passes, he's turning his season around here. So I want to take a look at the standings real quick. All right, in the East, the New York Jets sit at 3-0 here. The Baltimore Ravens, 4-1. They are 1 game up on the Cincinnati Bengals. Jacksonville Jaguars, 5-0. Now the league's hottest team, in my opinion. They sit number 1 on. If I had to make a power ranking, I would have the Jacksonville Jaguars right now at number 1. Tennessee Titans playing really good football here, 3-1. So outstanding job there. And we have pretty much a solid lockup here in the AFC West. We have the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders at 2-3, but, it's just a half a game there. Washington Redskins, this is another surprise. The Washington Redskins at 4-0, they lead the division. Now, it's not a surprise that number 1 draft pick has them. He plays outstanding, very good stick skills. So not a surprise that he's undefeated. However, the team he is using is a surprise. Colin's having a pretty good season here with the Dallas Cowboys at 2-2. Dallas had some question marks coming into this season. Were they going to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott? What would they do with Dak Prescott? So on and so forth. Coming down the list here, I do believe they traded for Josh Rosen as well. And the last time I talked to Kolitz, he said Rosen was playing pretty good. So we're going to take a look at Dallas here real quick. Looking at the Dallas Cowboys, and there it is, Josh Rosen. 48 of 82, 603 yards, 3 touchdowns. He does have 8 interceptions there, but he did have some before he was traded. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that and see how Coach Kolitz does here. Ezekiel Elliott having a pretty good season here, 358 yards and 4 touchdowns. Let's go ahead and move back to the standings. All right, moving down the list here, we have the Green Bay Packers coach JMO 31. They are 4-0, and then we also have Coach Cy at 3-1, so very good division here. Papa Smurf and Ace Soden here competing for who can come in last here, maybe who can get their first win. I think those 2 guys will play each other a couple times, so one of them should get a win there. The Carolina Panthers, Coach Shanks playing really good football here, and Eat More Chicken, both at 3-2. Coach Phil struggled a bit last week. I look for him to bounce back, but he sits at 2-2, very good shape here. And then Crowd Pleaser, kind of having a little bit of a down season with the New Orleans Saints at 2-3. So we'll see what he can do if he can pick it back up again. Arizona Cardinals, my surprise so far in Madden, not a surprise because Hoyt's got him. Hoyt, all he does is win. However, that is a roster challenge team. And the Arizona Cardinals at 4-1, they are my biggest surprise. Coach Swing on D's at 2-1. He's playing great. He's had a couple really good quality wins. And then Coach McBreezy here at 2-2, and myself at 1-3. I think I am the biggest surprise as far as letdowns go here. One of the league's best rosters, including a trade for J.J. Watt and Martinez from the Green Bay Packers, and you're only at a record of 1-3 right now. And look at this, points for is only 11, points against 26. I mean, come on, Rams, got to get the job done here. We're gonna zoom in here on my team and see what's going on here. So, Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns, 7 picks. That's a bad number for me. Normally that is flipped. Blake Bortles with that 1 interception. Brandon Cooks having a pretty good season, 12 catches, 246 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But look at the rest. You got to pick it up here, the rest of the Rams receiver cores. Where is Woods? And then you look here. Now, they do have a big injury. Todd Gurley's out. So I believe Gurley only played in 1 game here. He had 99 yards running, 19 carries, pretty decent game. And then the rookie Henderson, he has struggled. And then Brown, and then looking on the defense here, this is something that's the defense has struggled, but when the offense isn't putting up points, you can't expect the defense to sit there and just keep shutting everybody down. We're going to go ahead and move into the stats here. So we're going to take a look at the league leaders here. Andy Dalton, somebody that the Alpha Heel 7 has picked as his potential MVP. He is putting up MVP numbers, 1,800 yards passing through 5 weeks here. And then again, A.J. Green, another Bengal, 728 yards. Great season there for A.J. Green. And then coming down here, we have Johnson with the Cardinals. He's almost doubled Joe Mixon from the Bengals. 854 yards running. This just in, if you play the Cardinals, you better be able to stop the run. And then we have Dion Lewis here, a surprise down at number 5. Lewis with an even 400 yards running, so very good. Joey Bosa and the Chargers, 15 sacks already. He's on his way to like a 75-sack season. And then Jordan of the Saints, we have Gary from the Green Bay Packers, Sue with 8 sacks, and then Chandler Jones. We have a whole bunch of people tied with 8 sacks. Moving into interceptions here, we have Johnson with the New York Jets with 5 picks. He leads the league. That is a surprise for me. So outstanding job there to Javel. Then looking down here, we have Devontae White of the Bucks with 27 tackles. So good job there. All right, we're going to move into the stats here. Let's take a look at the team stats here. And again, our stats and our players and all this data here is provided by My Madden. So guys, if you want to check out a really cool website here to take your league to the next level, track the stats so guys can look at them on their phones or on the computer or whatever you want, go to mymadden.com. There you guys can see where you can check out some of their plans and just kind of take your league to the next level, and you get all these stats. You can build your own little cool page like we've got here. But getting back into this here, so we have the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are a top offense at 446.2 yards per game, followed by the New York Jets. Now, if you were going to tell me who the worst offenses in the league were roster-wise, I would definitely have the Jets in the last of the 5. And there they are, the number 2 offense in the league. All right, passing offense, the Bengals. That's not a surprise considering how well Dalton and A.J. Green are doing. You have Kansas City Chiefs, Coach, you're blessed. Patrick Mahomes, all sorts of weapons there. We have the Falcons, the Patriots, the Eagles. Rushing offense, Arizona Cardinals. Bit of a surprise for me. And then the Jets at number 3. Now, they do have Le'Veon Bell. However, that's really all they have. So we have the Cardinals, the Jags, the Jets, the Seahawks, and the Green Bay Packers, the undefeated Green Bay Packers down there at number 5. Defense. We have the Los Angeles Chargers here with the top-rated yardage defense, allowing just under 200 yards. The Green Bay Packers, the Jags, the Redskins, and the Texans round out the top 5. Pass defense, again, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Coach Mr. Witness, he's having himself a season of defense in L.A. Shanks' Panthers, that's no surprise, man. That guy can ball. Denver Broncos, Beasley Beeman, somewhat of a newer figure in Soden Bowl, but he's got some skills, so he's playing great defense there in Denver. And then the Houston Texans, they're without J.J. Watt. They traded him away, but that's, you wouldn't tell. That's pass defense, but you still have to get pressure on the quarterback. So the Houston Texans there, the number 4 pass defense, and the undefeated Green Bay Packers, Coach JMO rounds out the top 5. Run defense, the Washington Redskins, number 1 draft pick, only allowing 61 yards. The Eagles at 62, the Chargers at 62.8, the Titans, and the Green Bay Packers. So that's a really cool rundown here provided by mymadden.com. And of course, our sponsors, Best Buy. Guys, if you want the very best in electronics and you don't want to pay a bazillion dollars for it, go to bestbuy.com. If you're in the area, if you have a Best Buy down the road from you, go check them out. Quality products. I don't like to put anybody else down, so I'm not going to name drop anybody, but Best Buy is definitely where I get my electronics from. I highly recommend it, guys. If you're military, they also offer a military discount, so check them out. And then if you're in the Colorado Springs area, and you're looking for a plumbing and heating company, Allied Plumbing and Heat, a name you can trust, give them a jingle. Check them out. AlliedPHLLC.com is their website. They have a Facebook, a Twitter, just about everything. If you need some plumbing, you need some HVAC, give them a shout. With that being said, guys, I am out of here. You guys have a fantastic Labor Day weekend. My player of the week again is Tom Brady. My surprise team is the Cleveland Browns and Coach Alpha Heel 7. And then my my surprise for the worst team is myself and the 1-3 Rams. I am out. We will check you guys later. Later, guys.